Money control. 25th of January 2024, China may exact retribution on India in the Maldives if it outwits it in Bhutan and Nepal. China intends to dominate the Indian subcontinent and is currently fighting an all-out war against it. Indian national security is at risk due to Maldivian President Mohamed Muizzu's approval of the Chinese research ship Xiang Yang Hong 03 to port in Maldives. This action undermines the authority of New Delhi and is anti-Indian. In response to India's defence worries, Colombo has prohibited foreign research ships, especially those from China, from docking in Sri Lankan ports. Concerns for India at its doorstep have been raised by the Maldives' acceptance of a Chinese vessel renowned for espionage and surveillance into their waters. After Muizzu's March 15 deadline for Indian forces to leave the archipelago, China's ship was permitted to enter the area. Tensions have arisen between Maldives and New Delhi because of the deadline. Muizzu announced several measures, including an abrupt deadline for the withdrawal of Indian military personnel, which embarrassed and cornered India. However, these actions were overlooked because of the attention drawn to the troops' request. The Maldives will no longer use the helicopters and Dornier planes that India gave them for rescue missions as of March 1. Instead, an air ambulance operated by a Maldivian Dash 8 will transport the injured to hospitals in China and Turkey. The health minister of the Maldives, Muizzu, has threatened to cease importing medications from India and said that instead, they will buy Indian-made pills directly from Europe and America. He suggested that Indian medicines are not genuine while describing European drugs made in India as genuine. He said their reliance on a particular set of individuals will disappear if they stop purchasing medications from a specific nation. To make it abundantly evident that the island nation has regained its sovereignty and independence under his leadership and that he will stop at nothing to remove himself from India's shadow, Muizzu carefully selects his words. Despite the Maldives' small population, India faces challenges from Muizzu, the new ruler, whose intentions are called into question in the articles. The puppet master. Who's pushing him to take on India? Who stands behind him? China. Straight shooting was practiced throughout Muizzu's intense India Out campaign, culminating in his incredible triumph over Muhammad Soli of India First. However, he is firing from the hip upon his return to Maldives, having spent the previous 5 days in the strategic embrace of President Xi Jinping in China. "We are small, but that doesn't give you the license to bully us." The leader displayed aggressive behavior during the recent state visit to China, threatening India, cutting off pharmaceutical dependence on India, and avoiding helicopters given by India. Significant remarks were also made by the leader in India, saying, "We are small, but that doesn't give you the license to bully us." To make amends, Xi handed Muizzu anti-Indian material. China aims to corner India in the Maldives to exact revenge for recent losses in Bhutan and Nepal. Bhutan-Nepal gains for India. Given that New Delhi has delivered Beijing a crushing blow in Bhutan and Nepal, two other arenas of the China-India rivalry, it is abundantly evident that a furious China is using Muizzu as a wind-up toy to marginalize India in the Maldives. Xiang Yang Hong was named the new Prime Minister of Bhutan after the pro-India People's Democratic Party, PDP, won resoundingly in the country's most recent elections. The ruling DNDP party, which is pro-China, was defeated handily. It is well known that Yang gets along well with Prime Minister Narendra Modi of India. There is suspicion that India played a role in the recent government shift in Bhutan, resulting in PDP-Yang's win. China's objectives have suffered because Yang is an ally of India as a result of this development. With Yang's victory, China's attempts to conclude a boundary agreement with Bhutan will likely fall short. Yang's leadership thwarted China from annexing Doklam in exchange for Bhutan's territory. Had it succeeded, India would have suffered greatly, and China would have gained a military edge along the line of actual control. According to reports, Lotte Tshering, The Prime Minister of Bhutan would consent to China opening a diplomatic mission in Thimphu following his re-election. India is vehemently opposed to this proposal since it will expand China's influence in India's neighborhood. In Nepal, where Chinese-built airports at Lumbini and Pokhara are in the red due to India denying international carriers overflying rights, New Delhi has outperformed Beijing. They will not be profitable if international airlines are permitted to fly over India to reach the airports. China has suffered a severe loss of face in Nepal due to this. China has reacted by concentrating on the Maldives as a counterbalance to India's influence in the area after India contested China's infrastructure ambitions in Nepal and protected its interests in Bhutan.